Live, yay! Yippee, 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 yippee! It's our first Instagram live, and very excited, super excited to be doing this on March 31 Media. So sorry, those of you who might have joined at 5 p.m. Sorry that we're a little behind schedule. You always know a first timer, right? And they say you never forget your first. Okay, I see people waving. Hello. For thank you very much for finding time to join us this beautiful Sunday evening. It's the International Mother's Day. Congratulations to every mother out there, everyone who is actively involved in nurturing the next generation. We celebrate you. We see the work that you're doing, and we're incredibly proud of all of your achievements. Thank you so much for the sacrifices, in just making sure that the next generation is better. It's beautiful. The world is a better place for the next generation. So it's a Mother's Day special. And what we're trying to do is to have conversations really around the realities of a stay-at-home mom, especially drawing lessons from Omo Meet the Movie. If you haven't seen Omo Meet the Movie, I'd encourage you, I'd urge you, I'd appeal to you to please go to the link in the bio. Well, that's after this live session. Go to the link in the bio, click on it, watch the movie. It's on YouTube right now. It's premiered at the Eco International Film Festival recently, where we won our first award. Yippee. And and we have many more exciting platforms that we intend to go to, just so that we continue to talk about the realities of stay-at-home mom, and we spread this gospel all around. And the message is really simple, actually. The message is the fact that stay-at-home moms deserve our respect and support. That's one. And then two, it's the fact that the biggest cost of childcare is not just about the finances, it's actually also in the emotions. And mothers all over the world are usually the ones who seem to bear, a lot of this. I'm waiting for someone to join. A Mom and More NG. She'll be joining. We'll be having this exciting conversation together, and I'm looking forward to her being able to join in. We had. I mean, this is one woman that I have followed for quite some time. I first came across her while I was. Oh, she's here. Okay, how do I add you? Oh, I see. I think. Is that it? Is that the magic? Okay, she's one person. Oh, right, I see a request. Send request. Okay. She's one person that I stumbled upon while I was. Oh, yay! Thank you very much. Hi. So nice to have you join us.
Thank you.
Oh, so lovely. I'm super excited. Like, I won't even hide this excitement. Thank you so much.
It's such an honor and a privilege. Thank you.
Great, awesome. I was just saying to everyone listening in that I first came across your page while I was just looking for just support, online support. The time there was, I just wanted to feel like I was being heard and I was being understood, and especially when I was doing the research for Omo Meet the Movie, and then I stumbled on your page, and I just go there from time to time to just, draw from the dose of positivity. And I want to say, well done. Double thumbs up. Double thumbs up to you. Okay. Tell us a little bit about your story, because I know that you're one interesting woman with quite many parts. So tell us a little bit about your story, about your journey.
Okay. So my name is Viv Obinna. I'm a John Maxwell certified speaker, trainer, and coach. I'm a mom, and my superpower is being a busy mom of 5 children. No, it wasn't
Oh,
buy two
wow.
get three free. It wasn't buy two get three free, and it wasn't multiple pregnancies, and it wasn't planned, but it happened. Right.
Wow.
So in 2007, I was at the peak of my career. But
Mm,
then I knew that I wanted more than the job in the bank. I always crave for something else. So one morning, November 30th, 2007, I sent my resignation letter, and my husband was shocked. My branch manager was shocked, and I was shocked as well. And that started my stay-at-home mom journey. By then, I wasn't even pregnant. I hadn't. It was 2 years in my marriage, no pregnancy. I was still, trying to enjoy my marriage. So yeah, I started my stay-at-home mom journey right before the babies came. And this is my 14 years on the journey. And I can tell you, it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy, but
mm,
it's worth it. It's
mm.
so worth it. And I wouldn't give it up for any kind of job in the world, not even WTO. I'm just
I
kidding.
like.
Before they
I
come for
like.
me. Yeah, so that's
Beautiful.
my.
Beautiful. And I'm very, maybe that's actually one of the reasons why I'm drawn to you, because we have similar stories actually. I was working at a production and broadcast company, one of the largest, arguably the largest in Africa. And, at the time I had reason to become an acting commissioning manager. And, one day I
Wow.
just said to myself that I wanted to have, I was preparing to have children at the time, and I wanted to be able to pace myself, and I resigned. And, there were a lot of questions. But anyway,
Yes.
that's that story for another day. But talk to me though. Why would you say that? Well, why would you think that stay-at-home moms, require, um, how is being a stay-at-home mom different from being a career mom, or, you know?
Okay, so a stay-at-home mom is that mom, that wife, that mom that has decided to stay back at home and raise the children and take care of the household. So the job of being a mom is 24/7. She has she has no other career. She doesn't report to anybody in the office. Now, a career woman that is a mom is she has a career, she has a 9 to 5 job, and then she comes home to take care of the kids. So they both do the same thing. The difference is that this stay-at-home mom has 24 hours, you know, job at home. There's no clocking in, there's no clocking out.
Mm,
Right. So the career mom goes to work and comes back home and continues at home. But the stay-at-home mom runs, the home 24 hours a
mm,
day. You multiply that. So that's just the thing that is peculiar. A stay-at-home mom is not a lazy mom like people think, because when you stay at home, before you know, you get overwhelmed with, I have to cook, I have to go do grocery shopping, I have to clean, I
yeah.
have to pick the children from school, I have to attend to my husband, I have to plan the meal. There's so much. I have to do laundry. There's so much. And then if you have a nanny, you have to micromanage the nanny as well. So
Yeah.
stay at home is a 24 hours job. That's what makes us stand out.
That's what makes us unique, right? I absolutely appreciate that. But actually, the interesting thing about the times that we live in, especially with regards to the pandemic, but before I go to that, let me just say hello to everyone who's joining in. Mudupe Oluwa, thank you so much. Mr. Yibola, thank you. Official Uche Kings, thank you so much. Unwakwaje, thank you so much for being a part of the conversation this evening. So I was going to touch on the pandemic really, and the fact that the pandemic has made kind of like blurred the lines a little bit, if you get where I'm going with
Uh,
this, in terms of, women now have to even work from home. More and more
yes.
women, more and more businesses are working from home, and so that means that you're literally with and around your children
Yep.
24 hours a day. Now, question is, how do you stay positive? How do you stay positive and productive when you're
Okay.
around these little angels the entire day, like almost the entire day? What are your, your tricks, your tips, life hacks?
Okay. So first of all, some people become stay-at-home moms not because they choose to. Not they didn't choose that. You become stay-at-home first of all by choice, like mine. Mine was by choice. Then number two, you become stay-at-home mom because you lost your job, number one, or you're transitioning between one job to the other. Maybe you did an interview and it says resume in June, for example, and then you've lost your job and then you're waiting till June. And then the last set of people are the people that their spouses refused that they work. Right, so there are three of them. One is voluntary, willing, happy,
Yeah.
and then one is situation, life happens, and the other one is life happens as well. But this one is now human being, the partner in the house. Right, so if you're talking about being positive, managing, being productive, the thing with the stay-at-home mom that intentionally wants to stay at home, usually in the beginning you won't understand what it takes, but in the beginning you're happy, right? Because you wake up the next morning, you don't have to go to work. If you were a career woman, you don't have to. You'll be like, now so life be. But when you begin to down on you what you do actually every day, you begin to question your sanity. I, for one, at a stage in my life, after the children came, my first daughter came 2009. That was the beginning of my, I was questioning, oh my goodness. Right. So at a stage you begin to question, is this the right decision? But what if I speak from my experience, the best thing that can happen to you as a stay-at-home mom, by the way, before I get there, every mother, every woman is stay-at-home mom for once or twice in their life. When you have your baby, you don't go you don't go from the hospital to your office the next day, right?
No. Yeah.
You go back home, right? So you have maternity for 3 months, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever. So there's a point in every woman's life where the woman is a stay-at-home mom. Right. So it doesn't have to be 10 years. It could be 3 months, 2 months. Right. So the way to bring internal happiness is to accept the fact I am a stay-at-home mom. There's nothing I can do about it for now. Once you're able to accept that that's your position, just like the way you accept that you're a GM, I'm a GM, I'm a senior banker, I'm executive, a director, just accept it. This is my reality. And then make the best of it. Make the
Good.
best.
Good. I'm glad you touched on that because I wanted to just link to the character Omomi in the movie Omomi the movie and just talk about the loss of identity for a minute.
Oh man, that is real.
I
That's the
can
first thing that
imagine.
happened. The first, when I was in bank, I could go, "Hello, my name is Viv, and I'm an Oshani Bank staff." You go, "Oh, my name is Viv, and I work in Oshani Bank. My name is Viv, and I'm a senior banking officer in Oshani Bank." But when you're a stay-at-home mom, and you go to PTA meeting, you go to Rotary Club meeting, whatever meeting you find yourself, you go, "My name is Viv," and then you keep quiet. And the other
Yeah.
says, "Oh, my name is Frank. By the way, I work with blah blah blah. What do you do?" And you go,
Um,
I'm a housewife." And the first time you say that, oh my God, it hits you. You just tell yourself, what did I just do? I should have said I'm a banker. I should have just lied. I work in, you should have just formed
yeah.
one company. Right. So the loss of identity, I suffered it. Like if I go to meeting, I be looking at the people that I feel that are a stay-at-home mom like me. I feel like, these people, they will not tell me about their job. They will not tell me. So the thing is, loss of identity is real. But
Yeah.
how do you overcome it? Own the position. That's what I always say. Own the position. Don't allow pity party. You are still at home, whether there's nothing you can do about it. So you choose to be happy. If you're upset about it, you're going to have gray hairs, you're going to have headache, you're going to look old, and then NEPA will take light. NEPA bill will increase. I mean, but if you're happy, you're going to look young, you're going to look like you're flourishing, and NEPA will still take light, and NEPA bill will still be high, petrol will still be high. So which one? Choose. choose the one that you prefer. Do you prefer to be upset about it and NEPA will still take light, or you'll be happy and NEPA will take light? So accept it. I'm
Oh
stay
my
I'm,
God.
I'm stay-at-home mom. So look at how I introduce myself now. Hello, my name is V, and I'm the CEO of Obinna's family. I mean, it's a job.
Nice.
It's a full-time job, isn't it?
Nice. It is. I remember the one time I posted on my LinkedIn after I had my baby. I have a 2-year-old, and I posted on LinkedIn and I said, I'm currently a stay-at-home mom. That's my job title. So I created stay-at-home mom job title, and then I created the core competencies. You have to have troubleshooting skills. You have to have negotiation skills. Like you literally have to, and these things are so real. So I'm glad you touched on loss of identity, because if we remember the character of Momi, a time there was when her friend called her, you could almost see the life go out of her voice because she couldn't introduce herself. Whereas she would have said, "Oh, hi, Omomi. My name is Omomi. I'm a brand manager." Now she can't say, "I'm a brand manager."
Who she is,
who exactly she is. And I like when you say we need to own, stay-at-home moms need to just own what it is. You're a stay-at-home mom, you're doing incredible. The world might not see it, the society might not see it, unfortunately so, because there's still that erroneous belief of stay-at-home moms just lays around all day. Nah, it doesn't happen. I almost think that we need to, I was discussing with my team recently, we almost need to do a documentary that x-rays the life of a stay-at-home mom within a 24-hour period.
That would be wonderful.
Because obviously, clearly, it's not just about staying. It's not just about staying, lazing around the entire time. So let's go into support system, because now we've talked about colleagues, you've mentioned PTA meetings, we've talked about the society. How do you build a support system as a stay-at-home mom? Thank God for people like you. Thank God for people like you running a Mom and More platforms across social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, and even I believe there's a WhatsApp community.
Yes, there is.
Doing incredible work. But how do you just find your tribe? How do you find your clan?
The thing with being stay-at-home mom is, apart from the loss of identity, you get lonely. Loneliness is one of the characteristics or challenges of stay-at-home mom. Why? Because in the morning, your husband goes to work, the children go to school, and then your neighbors are all, working in one place or the other. So loneliness is that song, Akon, lonely, I am so lonely. I mean, but the thing is, support is essential, especially for that woman that it wasn't her choice. So if you find yourself a stay-at-home mom, please do not wallow. Stay-at-home mom and depression, they are like 5 and 6. That's how it is. Because our society doesn't talk about depression, the woman will not want to accept the fact that she's undergoing depressive thoughts. Right. So once you're undergoing depressive thoughts, that's when you will not function properly. Your children will begin to upset you. And these children, when they know that mom is mad, that's when they do that one that will add to the madness. Mommy, I hope you're not mad at me. And in my mind, I was saying, if I slap you, but I won't say that.
I would be mad at you?
So support for stay-at-home mom is essential. Without the support, you fall into depression. You're too lonely. You're secluded. You are stagnated. There's no growth. There's no love. And when there's no love, the family will not thrive. Right. So when I first became a stay-at-home mom, I didn't have the support. But I was living overseas. I was living in England then. So I wasn't feeling like I was being useless, because in the morning, once my kids go to school, I go to Brent Cross and be window shopping, right? And then once it's almost time, I go back home. But in our part of the world, we need support. So after 13 years, I started this last year, 13 years, I said to myself, I haven't had much of a support, right? And then I noticed that a few places I go on Instagram, I noticed that most people were talking about stay-at-home moms and what was happening to them. I said to myself, it's time to build this support system that we need. Every mom needs support system. So if you're a career mom, you'll be lucky you have friends in the office. But a stay-at-home mom probably doesn't have that much friends. I'll take me for an example. when I go to, outside, I'm usually that one person that will not have somebody sitting close to me, not because I don't want, because I usually want to be sure that whoever will sit close to me, I'll have a good rapport with the person. But I've decided that as a stay-at-home mom, that support we need, I am going to provide it. It doesn't matter, I'm willing to go extra mile to provide the support for these women. Why? Because with a good support system, you can own the job. When you own that position, you're now able to flourish, to give your best. So we have that exclusive Facebook community. We have the exclusive WhatsApp community. It hasn't started yet because I was ill, right? But we have the A Mom and More NG on Instagram, A Mom and More NG on Facebook, A Mom and More NG on Twitter, and then we have the group. We need this. Without the support, you can't do it alone.
Yeah.
You can't.
Absolutely. Support, obviously, the character Omomi had quite a bit of support, especially with her
Yes,
friend.
her friend. I
And
love her friend. I fell in love with her friend.
yeah, everybody should have a friend like Halima in their lives, someone you can literally just go to and be vulnerable with. It's one of my biggest to dos for this year, to just not, because I can be very, how you always feel like you're not sure, everybody's busy, you don't want to be a bother
Yeah.
to anyone, you don't want to tell anyone what you're going through, and you go through so much all by yourself. But I'm one person who's coming out, and I'm saying to other people around me, like, look, you need to be able to open up when you're going through tough times, and we all go through tough
Yeah.
times. I mean, that's
We
life.
all do. Every
We
one
all
of
go
us.
through tough times. Sometimes for some people it's health, some others is their finances, some others is their career, whatever the situation is, it's important for us to have someone to share it with. But let me touch on what I will describe as a critical support system that sometimes is, okay. Let me just get this out. I'm trying not to sound I'm trying not to sound like I'm about to put, unnecessary
The men.
spotlight on spouses, on
Okay.
men. But we have to talk about it,
We
right? We
have to.
absolutely have to talk
Yes,
about it.
yes, yes, yes.
How do you think, what, from your own assessment, I mean, you're a stay-at-home mom and you have a community of stay-at-home moms. How would you assess support from spouses? Would you say that it's enough? Would you say that, there's much more to be done?
Well, the thing with that is it varies. There's some women that are very fortunate to have supportive spouses, and then there are some men that, oh my God, you begin to wonder, did you ever love this woman? Why in God's name did you marry her? And then there are those men that could not be bothered. They couldn't be bothered. I mean, the child is crying. Your baby is crying. Right. So
Yeah.
let's start with those supportive men. Those men, they deserve all the love, all the submit. When they say submit and people are quarreling, if your husband is supporting your being stay-at-home mom, when you don't submit, I wonder who you submit to. Right. So
Yeah.
support from our spouse, it's undeniably what we need. It's the most, even if you have 10 women supporting you outside, they don't live with you. Right. They
Yeah.
don't live with you. So you come back home and what happens? And your spouse begins to shout. So if you don't have a supportive spouse, the best thing that can happen to you is sit him down and maybe begin to tailor your everyday morning by 6 o'clock when I wake up. This is what I do. Hopefully, your spouse will begin to appreciate you. The thing with these kind of men, some of those men, they will tell you, after all, my mother had 10 children and my mother did everything. But back in those days, though, we used to have communal living. Like in my house growing up, I had aunties, uncles, name all of them, from my mother's side, from my father's side, living with us. Right. So my mom didn't need to blink an eye. Everybody had something they were doing. So when your spouse tells you, my mother had 12 children and she handled it alone, What's that in Loriro? You know, so when you don't have a supportive staff, if he's the type that can listen, please tell her, use a pen and paper, tell her what you do the whole day, and begin to let him understand that if he gives you a little bit of help, that you'll be a better wife. That's I told a lady that met me that you know, begin to express that I want to be a better wife, but I can only be a better wife if you help me with my job, help me to offload most of these things so that I will make time to now relax and, treat you, submit, or do whatever it is I have to do with you. You can't, no, you can't be a stay-at-home mom without a good support system at home. No matter what you have outside, you're coming back to the house now.
Mm.
You're
Yeah.
coming back. So the men need to do better, especially those ones that don't even appreciate it. They don't understand. I mean, if your husband can stay at home one day and you just say, I'm going to see so person, I'm going to the hospital or something, let him switch off your phone. By the time you come back, he will hug you. He will hug you.
That's if he's not blowing hot. Where have you been? How come your phone is off? How come I can't reach you?
Just
But
arrange with your doctor. This is off record. Arrange with your doctor. Off record. Don't quote me.
Well, I love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm glad you touched on being vocal about what you do, because I think one of the, now that in hindsight, and kudos to the amazing team that works with me on Omomi the movie, especially the writer
Oh, the
Aisha
right
Kabiri.
deserves lots of
The
accolades.
writer, one incredible, brilliant lady that I was privileged to work with. But now that you mention it, it just occurred to me that every time Omomi was asked about her day, she wasn't specific. She didn't give the
Yes.
specifics. So
Yeah,
someone
it
asked
happens
her,
to
what
me
did you
as
do
well.
all day? And she says, nothing. How do you mean nothing? You cooked, you washed, I don't know,
You
you did
change the
all
baby's
these things.
diaper.
You
You change the
changed
baby's
diaper.
diaper. You
You were a
clean.
nanny, a cook, a
Mm-hmm.
launderer,
Oh,
a
your mom
fix-it,
and dad. You're a
a home
doctor.
cleaner.
You're a lawyer. I'm a lawyer because I have to judge cases between my children and their foreign. I'm a teacher because I have to check homework. I'm a secretary because they will tell you many 500 words in 1 minute.
Tell
And you have
them. Tell
to keep it.
them.
I'm a couch because my children will come and hug me and sit on me. I'm a driver because I have to drive them to school, to church,
Oh
to
my
all their
goodness.
clubs. I'm a party planner because I have to plan birthdays, and we have 5 children, so five birthdays plus me and my husband in a
7
year. I'm
birthdays
a
in a
doctor
year.
because when they are ill, nobody can sleep. I can't sleep when they are ill. Even mom may have headache 5 million times. Mom may have headache. Even when you give them medicine, mom may have. It's unbelievable. I'm a hype woman because when they are doing that, they're recording their YouTube. Go baby, go baby, go baby. Don't do it now, and you see cry.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I love it.
Listen,
So I'm glad that you're saying women should be more, especially stay-at-home moms. We should all be more vocal. Be vocal about what you do in a way that
Mhm.
is meaningful, in a way that communicates. And someone has just also responded. Research her. She's saying the many hats mamas wear every day and consider nothing is amazing. I tell
Amazing.
you, it is
Absolutely.
beyond amazing, because
Absolutely.
you do all of those things in a heartbeat, and you're
And you
expected to
just
be,
nothing, nothing. What have you been
and
doing
it's
all day?
nothing. Like, how do you mean
Ah,
nothing?
nothing.
How do you mean nothing? So I absolutely love that you've touched on that. Thank you very much, everyone who's joined in. Fab Mom NG, thank you so much for joining in. Fab Mom NG is also one of the groups, or
She's
one of the
she's my
accounts.
she's my mentor.
Are you serious? She's one of the accounts that I follow,
I'm
on
learning from
Instagram.
her.
So much positivity, so much light, so much,
Mhm.
great stuff, especially targeted at mothers and motherhood. Thank you so much. Atawa Kali 21234, Yetunde Meg. Thank you so very much. Favored B, Olomu Nana, Adiha, Grandiomart, Bloom's Food and Veggies. Thank you so much. I mean, this is beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone who's joining in. Remember, if you haven't seen or won't meet the movie, some of those things might not necessarily, I mean, well, it will hit home, but please go watch the movie Your Mom Me.
Mom, the movie, I absolutely, I will not forget it. I won't forget it in a hurry.
Thank you so much. It's out, it's on YouTube right now, and you can just appreciate just a little bit some of the struggles and the realities of a stay-at-home mom. I want to touch on something that you talked about this morning, and when you talked about it this morning, I had a good laugh. I had a good laugh, and it got me thinking. You talked about being relevant. Now, we've just talked about the fact that when your spouse, or even when you're talking to your friends over the phone and someone says, "Oh, what have you been up to?" Because the other person can talk about the exciting projects that they're doing, shouldn't mean that you can't also talk about what's happening in your life.
Yep. Yep.
But how do you remain relevant without losing it, without being, because now you want to talk about the price of tomatoes, and this was me. I think this was
Yes.
me a couple of days ago or weeks ago. All I could talk about was the fact that, oh my goodness, tomatoes were now very scarce in the market. It was expensive.
It happens to the very best of us. Trust me. It happens to the very best of us, because at a certain time in my stay-at-home mom journey, the only thing I could talk about is diaper. Baby, this child. I didn't. I changed 5 diapers today, and these men, our husbands go. They go out, they have adult conversations, they talk with people, they meet a lot of people, they go to meetings, they go to different places, and then we stay at home. And then when they come back and want to have a conversation, you go, baby, I forgot. So I went to market today. I couldn't buy onions. Baby, if you see, onions 42,000 last week. Today I'm buying it 4,000. So like, I beg. Come on.
Oh,
Come
goodness.
on. I didn't come back home to talk about onions. Right. So it's important that as stay-at-home moms, we are up to date. Right. Indomie generation, they are making so much money off the internet. Right. So I have this in my blog, amomandmore.com. Right. So staying relevant as a stay-at-home mom, that one is non-negotiable. If you choose not to stay relevant, before long, your husband will start coming home by 10, by 11, so that he'll just come home, eat, and go to bed. You need to understand that we're living, it's not African magic, is good. It's okay. Z word is okay, even though I've never watched it. Right. But
You should.
you know, I can't stand all those 5 minutes, somebody saying one word. So you see,
The love
right.
stories,
So
the
remaining
dripping
relevant,
drama. Okay. Yeah.
remaining relevant. If there's anything you take from this session, please take this. If you're stay-at-home mom and you've been stay-at-home for 1 year, 2 years, or you're going to 15 years like I am going to, please make plans to remain relevant. Remaining relevant means at any point in your life you might decide to go back to office job. Well, like me, my plan is once my last baby is up to 10 years, I will start looking for something I can do outside the home. So what I had written in my blog, number one, if you want to remain relevant, wake up early. You can ask me, how can waking up early make you remain relevant? If you don't wake up early, you're not going to be able to plan for the day. If you're waking up at 6, with the children. So when you wake up, you start running around the children, running around. Wake up, even if it's 30 minutes before the kids, right? So you have time to maybe read the Bible, go on your knees, meditate, have a shower, have a cup of coffee, and then you plan your day. By the time the children wake up, you're up and doing. And now you say, number two, dress up. If you're like me that you don't like dressing up, when I rub lipstick, my children ask me, Mommy, are you going for a meeting? Mommy, what meeting are you going for? Mommy, are you going for, because that's the only time I do the lipstick. Right. So when I put this in and then I say, Mommy, do you have a live show? I say, yes, it's okay. So even if it's once a week, once a month, there's something that dressing up does to you. Right. When you dress up, you look at yourself, say, maybe this. Just wear a sweet looking dress, a jumpsuit, a play suit, something different from your regular, don't tie wrap out, those your regular, boo boo, just dress up. When your husband comes and sees you, say, oh, you look good. You know, when you have a visitor, they say, and you're looking sharp today. You know, dress up, makeup, pack your hair, do that, dress up. And then number 3, challenge yourself. Keep challenging yourself. So don't be the same person you were last year, right?
Yeah.
So like this year, last 2 years, I learned how to sew. Trust me, I don't need it because I'm very busy. But one day I was looking at my dress, it was ripping, and I loved the dress. And I said, if to say I know how to sew now, I would have wear this dress. What did I do? Boom! I just went on the internet. I got somebody to come to the house to teach me. And then I bought my sewing machine, which is here now. I bought my whipping machine, and now I can make clothes for myself and my
And for the
children.
children.
Yes, I make children clothes too. Right. So challenge yourself. Pick a new hobby.
Yeah.
Learn. There are online courses we do now. Coursera, Udemy, Shaw Academy.
Futureland.com.
You know, there are online courses. Learn coding, learn video editing, learn blogging, whatever. You know, there's some things you can do so that whenever, you know, there's an opportunity somewhere, you can key into it. Now, I've said it, join professional bodies. You're not working, right? But it doesn't stop you from joining professional bodies. If, for example, you're looking to go back to a banking job, look for professional bodies that relates to banking job, and there are free ones. There are lots of free professional bodies on Instagram. There are lots and lots of them. And the next one is keep a crop. If you're the type that wants to go back to job, keep a corporate dress ready, handy. Right. So you keep it in your wardrobe so that if, for example, somebody calls you and say, "Oh, have you heard that Shell is doing an interview tomorrow?"
Mm.
You don't have to start looking for. You already pick your
But
dress,
yeah.
put it on, and go for the job interview. You know, read, read. You know, pressing phone is very addictive. You can press phone from today to tomorrow. It doesn't give you anything. Instablog is sweet though. But Instablog will not get you that job, will not give you that knowledge. So read some newspapers, read books. When you read, for me, when I read, my children read. You know, our children copy what we do, not what we say. So read, read, read. For example, if you know that they are doing US election and your husband is going to work, and you know that when he comes back, he will talk about US election, that day, Joe go and be reading about Donald Trump and Joe Biden. When your husband comes, baby, did you hear what Donald Trump
Yeah.
tweeted? Donald Trump tweeted blah blah blah. Your husband will be like, my wife is up to date. You know, you have to
Yeah.
read. It doesn't. We have to read about it. So these are some of the ones that I'm going to give out here. If you go on my blog, momandmore.com, there are about 10 or 15 of them that you can read and, you know, begin to practice it to remain relevant.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All of that. All of that. Personal development is key. I'm a big, big fan of personal development, no matter what phase of life that you are. I always say to people that the 9 months pregnancy period, yes, being pregnant is quite a task. And depending on how it hits you, some people are not able to do much or do anything at all during being pregnant. But, you know, I always encourage people, if you can manage it, if you're home or you're not too busy, please add skills. And there are a lot of like Viv has said, there's a lot of free stuff online. It's amazing how much you can
A
learn on
lot,
YouTube and in the internet. There's a lot of free courses that would even give you certifications, and these
yeah, yeah,
certifications would they would, what's the word now, the certifications would also help to your well-being. You feel good
add to your,
with
yes,
yourself
yeah,
and about yourself, knowing that you know, you're adding value to yourself. And I also like when you touched on being relevant, being able to hold conversations, especially being if you're a stay-at-home mom, you've had baby chatter the entire day, you've listened to Coco Melon and, you know, all, what have you. I mean, thank God for
and
Coco
baby
Melons
shark.
and the Super Jojos. Like, they've been keeping mom sane since God knows when, because you can literally just plug Coco Melon on and then you can focus
Yep,
5 minutes, 10 minutes, and just refresh yourself. But it's important for you to know what's going on, what's happening in
yeah,
the economy, what's happening around you, security, international affairs, you know, current affairs, regional affairs, it's important for us as women to distinguish ourselves and be knowledgeable, be very knowledgeable.
Yep.
Okay, I'm grateful to everyone who's joining in. That Anome, oh my goodness, one of my favorite production and content persons in the world. Adera fam, thank you for joining in. Chooks Chris 2020, thank you also for joining in. Remember, you can ask your own questions, share your own thoughts, whatever it is that you'd like us to talk about, please feel free to talk about it. Moving on now, talking about women who are currently stay-at-home moms but have ambition, or they have dreams and desire to get back into the career stream. I'd like us to discuss very quickly about some of the what you call those things now, some of the hindrances, because I'm reminded of the character Harrison in the movie, the short film Omomi, and I remember Omomi had called to say, look, I hear you're doing this thing, and I'm the best person for the job. And he just puts her down like, oh, I hear you're now a mother. I heard you
Like
people just generally think that being a mom means not being able to contribute. I've had people say to me, but why you even and sometimes people say it from a good place, really. They're not necessarily trying to be horrible about it. Someone says to you, for instance, you're on location. I'm a producer, and by virtue of the things that I do, sometimes I'm on location at odd hours, and somebody says to me, oh, but why are you on location? Why are you not why are you not with your baby, or why are you not at home? And I'm like, I can have both, the best of both worlds. I can balance what needs to be balanced, where support system comes in. So let's talk about colleagues, HR, and career gaps, because I don't think it's really easy for a woman who's been away for 5 years, 3 years,
to go back. Yes, absolutely.
To go back.
Yes, I remember when I came back, I went away 2007. I came back 2016. Finally, I used to come, do test run and go and run back, but I decided to come back fully back to Nigeria 2016. And I remember when I was coming back, I told my husband when I was still in America, I said, baby, you have to get me a job. That's the only reason that will make me come back. And he said, okay, we'll do it. And we came back and I had to do a CV. And honestly, that CV, I don't think I've completed it up to today, because I was thinking, what do I add? What do I take out? Even though I had done my second degree, I had started another first degree because I switched to do fashion and merchandising. So what you ask is very real. It happens to most stay-at-home moms that want to transition back to being career women. The truth about it is it's not under our control. The best you can do, like I said, if like me, now, I don't plan to go back to the corporate world. Why? Because I'll probably not be able to answer somebody, yes, my yes, sir, yes. I've just slapped the person before I know it. I'm just joking. I just say, don't you know my husband can pay you? I'm just kidding, So, like, if you're the type that you would want, there are some people that say, I'll be stay at home. I have a younger friend. She used to work and now has a baby. They say almost the same age with my baby for my son, and now she left her job. By the time she had the baby, to go back she didn't want to go back to her job again. But of course, she can't be a stay-at-home. She's still very young for a long time. So if you plan to go back, the thing about it is, once you start being stay-at-home mom, start adding value to yourself. You cannot go back if you do not add value to your life. Right. So if, for example, I've said it before, you want to go back to the banking world, join professional bodies. LinkedIn, go and create a LinkedIn profile. You have a profile, you're updating it. If you add one course, put it there. If you have an additional certificate, put it there, so that you're testing the waters, right? So when you're ready, you don't have too much. Update your CV. This year, update it. Next year, update it. And don't be stagnant at home. Right? Don't be stagnant at home. so that as you keep updating it, when you're ready, your CV is handy and you're able to catch up. And another thing is, don't keep your colleagues off. You know how you be at stay-at-home mom, you'll now forget all the people you're working with. Once in a while, call them, find out what's happening, what's the latest thing happening, especially if you plan to go back to the same job, right? So
Right.
find out happening. What's the latest thing happening? Who is the new MD? Who is the new head
Do
of
market
state?
research,
Yes,
attend
yes,
industry
yes,
events.
yes, exactly. Attend, yes, yes. Just create. The thing is, you can always transition. Remember that stay-at-home mom is a decision. So if you decide, okay, I've had enough, I'm going back, don't feel guilty. As a mom, we already have a lot of guilt. If your career, they will still talk. If you're stay-at-home mom, they will still talk. So you just decide, to shut out all those, negatives and focus on being happy with your choice. That's just all I can say.
Thank you so much. The one last thing that I would want us to talk about, and I'm glad you talked about attending industry events and just staying relevant, doing market research, researching new trends, and all of that. One of the things that I find in my conversations with quite a number of women while I was researching for More Me the movie is the fact that finances for stay-at-home moms is something that is a source of
Oh,
low
my
self-esteem. You know,
rancor in the family. Yeah.
absolutely. So how would you say that stay-at-home moms should best manage finances? How do you deal with the subject of finances when you're a stay-at-home mom?
So one of the major challenges of stay-at-home mom, I have started that series on my page, on my Instagram page, a mom and more NG. Challenges of stay-at-home mom. I focused on 10 of them. One of the major challenges is finance. Being financially dependent on your spouse. Like I said, there are some of those spouse, like mine. I've been blessed to have a man that immediately I stopped work, he started paying me. He started paying me. He's paid me for 14 years now. If he misses it, he will make up the next month, he pays me weekly. Just breaking it down, even if it's 2,000, just so that you have
Yeah,
something. So,
yeah.
but we are not all that fortunate. So, if you find yourself dependent on your spouse's salary or whatever he makes from his business, it can be very tough and challenging. Now, let me tell you what I've done for the past 3 years. So 2018, 2016, I came back. I had a lot of clothes, but 2 months after I came back, I was depressed. I was, sad. Fitting into Lekki traffic, fitting into doing school runs. Before I knew it, I went from size 8 to size 12. Now I bought a lot of clothes in size 8. So I've been giving this out since 2016 till 2018. One day I just told myself, I just bought something on Instagram yesterday. Why can't I sell mine? So looking words. So I took my clothes, I put them on Instagram. 1 month, November 21st, 2018 to December 21st, 2018, I made 1M. I'm not shy to say it. I don't have the 1M again. So it's not like I made from selling my clothes,
Ooh.
my not old because they were still new with tax, my clothes that were taking up space in my wardrobe. Right. So these are clothes I
It
bought
means
fifty
you too, you
dollars.
had a lot of clothes, Sha.
Yes.
A lot of
No, these are,
correct
no,
clothes.
I was buying clothes to wear. I was like, I don't know where I'll shop in Nigeria. Let me just buy clothes so that I won't be needing to shop. But those clothes did not fit me again for how many? For 2 years. So I made 1M from my clothes that were clustered in my wardrobe. So you looking words. Look, as a stay home, what do you love to do? What can I do? Looking what some of you, it might be to make hair. Some
Yeah.
because making hair now is a luxury. I just made my hair yesterday. I know how much I paid. As I was paying it, I was crying. Right. So for some, it could be learning how to sew, and then you'll be sewing for people around. For some, it could be to start selling in front of of the compound. For some, it could be to start doing blogging. Right. I wrote something on that on my blog, in momandmore.com. There, you can do blogging, voiceover. Of course, that there are voiceover artists is very, very is in need now. People are looking for voiceover. You can do content creation for all the celebrities or businesses. There are many things you can do on the side to bring in money. If you say, "Oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom," and you say like this, money no go come now. Money it won't come. You need to look inward. Some of them it can be cooking. There's some people now that will pay anything to have food from outside.
Sure.
If you have one client that doesn't like cooking and you're a good cook, you can decide, okay, do small food. Go and give it to people that live around you. I said, I made this food. Can you taste it and let me know what you think? Right, small, those small my plate. Put it and go give to strategic people, and let them taste your food and come back. So there are many things you can do. Many things you can do. YouTube videos, you can do vlogging, you can start a blog, you can start drop shipping for people, you can start your own business, sewing, selling, whatever it is. We can augment the income. It might not be too much, but when your husband sees that you're trying, he will relax. There's that thing about when both of you know that you're trying to make the family better. He will relax. Don't just stay at home, please. I
Yeah.
did it a couple of years, but in the end, now my store is 3 years old. Omaya Stores is a thrift store on Instagram. It transitioned from my clothes because when my clothes finished, I still had customers. So I started buying thrift and selling. So you can make money, honestly, online, online, offline too.
Thank you so much. It just feels like there's so much to learn from you every single time. And if you're watching this, I'd advise you, please, go get all the juicy details that's available at a momandmore.com, right?
Yes,
A
that's the
mom and
blog.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, a mom and more, more, a momandmore.com, so that you're never lost for, you're not at a loss for ideas, money generating ideas. So you're not
Yes.
necessarily, especially as a stay-at-home mom, looking for handouts. I mean, the handouts are good,
Yes.
but you also have to be enterprising. You have to be seen as contributing something. Thank you so much. We will be rounding off now. Thank you,
Yes.
Stella
Thank you.
Shola Dolapo. Very wise advice, Viv. I absolutely agree. Very wise advice that Viv has shared with us this beautiful Sunday evening. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined in. Fumilayo Adekiton, thank you so much. Um, one of my biggest support systems. Actually, right now, my daughter, I've had to just take my daughter to her place just so that I can focus. I can focus and be able to do this. Thank you so very much. Everyone who's joined in, thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
If you haven't watched Omo Me the movie, please go on
Please
YouTube,
go and
search
watch it.
for.
And maybe you can have a tissue or two beside you, because it's
Really
very
nice.
relatable. Actually,
Right.
from the first scene, I just had to grab a tissue. I had to
My
grab a
goodness.
tissue. And then when she said, let me just tell you something. When she said, am I asking for too much? All I need is a little help. Is that asking? The
It hits
the
home.
heaven just opened.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
The heaven just
Very many
the
thanks
wonder.
to the yeah. Very many thanks. I was just going to say very many thanks to the amazing cast and crew of Omo the movie. These
She nailed it.
passionate people, they just believed in the vision before they even saw it, and I'm super grateful, especially to the writer Aisha Tabiri. Incredible lady. Thank you so much, everyone. The IG the session will be on our stories and IG live tonight, and then at some point it will be on YouTube. The uh, social media with kids will do the magic. Thank you so much, Viv. I
Thank you for
really,
having
really hate to
me. I
let you
appreciate it.
go.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Mwah, mwah,
everyone,
mwah.
thank you for joining. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to you. I
I
hope you
wish
have a
you
beautiful, beautiful day that you truly deserve. And
thank you.
you continue to enjoy the fruits of all of your labor across the board.
Amen. Amen.
Across board.
Same wishes and prayers for you too.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, everyone, on Match 31 Media. We will do this again sometime soon. And we hope that you'll join us. I'm Hadiza Ibrahim signing out.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.